Hi, Dr. Jake here of drjakemindbody.life. Today we're going to be going over my cervical release neck protocol to help reduce the fascial and muscular tension and pain that you may be experiencing throughout your day. So thank you for showing up for this. If at any time you're feeling any pain or discomfort during the performance of these specific exercises, first of all, see if it's not, be aware of your pain tolerance and see if it's not too much that you can just breathe into it to see if that helps calm it down. Secondly, if that pain is pretty strong or persistent, please see your provider, whether it's an osteopath. I'm a chiropractor, an osteopathic manual therapist, or if you have a physical therapist, someone that helps to alleviate your physical discomfort. If that pain persists, please go see them. Now, the upcoming protocol does include combination of maneuvers from human garage fascial releases, my own self-trained fascial release from craniosacral and visceral manipulation paradigms, as well as some regular yogic type stretches. And we also include breathing with that, as breath is vitally important for releasing anything in the body. So with that being said, the other thing is you can get this done when you get it down pat. You can get this done within like 10 minutes. I usually do this roughly every morning before I start a meditation or breath practice, or even before I start my workout. So with that, with further ado, let's get started. So the first way I like to start is some fascial release maneuvers to help soften up that fascia, and then go into stretching as well in there. And so the first one I like to do is just start releasing the whole neck. And so you take your left hand and you put it right here on the Adam's apple, and you're just gonna pull tissue slack a little bit this way, and the other hand goes on the back of the neck, and you just pull tissue slack. You're not trying to choke yourself. You're just pulling tissue slack till your hands at your side, and then as you do this, you literally hold a Kegel, and then you just kind of hold it for like maybe 30 seconds and do some breath like. And if you feel like your neck wants to move a little bit, move with it. I can feel my neck wants to go this way, and I can feel some more. It wants me to come up. Remember to hold that Kegel while you're doing this. And then, after about 30 seconds, you could go up to 60, but after about 30 seconds, you might feel a release or something. You just breathe out, release the Kegel, and let go. And just notice, after each exercise, notice how your neck feels while you're doing this, because you'll start to notice and become aware of where other tense spots are, and that can help you work more out in the future. So we did that part. Now I like to come up, and then here you're going to take your hands like this, and the left hand goes pointing forward on the left side of your skull. You're going to go just above your ears here. Left hand goes right here, and the right hand goes just above the ears on the right side, pointing backwards, and then you push little pressure on the head, and then you give yourself little deer antlers or ears. And I like to just kind of pretend like I'm pulling up a little bit. You do a Kegel again, and here again you're just feeling. You're gonna hold this for like 30 seconds. Again, you can go up to 60. Do some breaths in and out. In the nose, out the mouth, or out in the mouth, out the nose, or in the mouth, out the mouth. Whatever works. Whatever feels right for you in this moment. There's no wrong here. It's whatever feels right, and you just kind of hold that, and when you're ready to release, or after 30, 60 seconds, you let go. And like right now, what I'm feeling, I just feel this like expansion in my parietal skull bones here. It just feels like it releases a little bit. We're not trying to pressure clamp our head. It's just a light pressure, just enough to feel like the tissue's moving, like the skin tissue's moving with your hand. The next one, you'll see my hands here. I like to grip my head, and I like to grip right here at the brow line, that skull, and then I just kind of grip and I pull straight that way, straight out, and as I'm pulling straight out, again, I hold a Kegel again, and it's holding that Kegel, and you're just breathing in and out. And I might be moving fast here. I'm kind of doing it probably for the sake of time. I don't want to make a 20-minute video for you guys. But again, remember, set a timer, 30 to 60 seconds. You're going to hold that in, and when you feel a release or just feel time breathing, remember, don't forget to breathe. you let go. And like again here, I feel this like expansion, this softening or loosening of the bone where there feels like there's less tension. You know, if you think of like your skin is tight like that, that's what I kind of feel like. That skin tightness just releases and my body's like, oh, thank you so much. Okay. And so now the next one, I add a stretch in. I like to stretch my neck before I do the fascia release here. So this again, this one I reach up and I might be like trying to reach my hand like this, just loosening up the fascia. And then when I come down, I grab the opposite side of my head and I pull up and away from from my shoulder, and I push that shoulder down like that, down and away to add stretch on this side. So this is my left side to add stretch on that side. I might even push my head into my hand a little bit as I'm pulling up and away to give a little bit more of a stretch. And here you're just going to hold that 15, 30, or like 30 seconds. You know, it shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, you know, just loosen up. Don't try to crank your neck. So just be aware of that. And notice if you do feel some pain, try to breathe into that area of pain. And then we let go. Okay? And so the next one, again, I'm right, and you can't see my wrist because I don't have the camera. I have the camera a little too far away, but I'm just moving the wrist, opening and closing my hand, then I bring it down. And here, I put my finger in my ear. It's like a handle. So if you want, you can. If it grosses you out, don't do it. But you're going to pull the head up and away while you're dropping the shoulder down. And again, like I said, I like to push my head into my hand as well to add a little bit more of a contraction, relaxation into the neck muscles. And you're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Just noticing how it feels. Again, remembering if it hurts, reduce, or breathe into the pain. And you let go, right? And like I had a little bit of a twinge up here as I let go. So remember to let go slowly. Anytime you let go, you always let go slowly when you're putting traction. And just notice how that feels. And now we're going to do the fascial release of this same area. This one's going to be a little different, okay? So here, you're going to grab, so I take my right hand, if I'm doing my left ear, I'm going to take my right hand, and I grab the top of my right ear, I take my left ear, and I take my left hand, I grab the bottom of the left ear, and I rotate the bottom forward, and I rotate the top back. So we're going like this. And you're not trying to yank your ear off, but you're just doing enough tension. You'll feel a little tension pull on the back of the temporal bones, that mastoid process. And again, you're going to do a Kegel, and you're going to kind of breathe in. Like I can feel my head wants to do a little bit of this nice rotation. You don't have to do that. It may not work for you. But you're holding that Kegel, and you're just kind of feeling and just letting it go. And again, this is 30 to 60 seconds. And you can feel here, you see my head is kind of at an angle. Yours could be straight up. It's what works for you. I can just feel it wants to let go. Again, that wasn't 30 seconds, but it wants to let go. And I can feel like this expansion, this lengthening of the muscle, and this tension is kind of released there. So that feels really good. And like we have two ears, so we got to do the right side again. So the left ear goes over to the top, grabs the top of the right ear. The right hand goes to the bottom of the right ear, and remember the top goes back, the bottom goes forward. So I'm pulling this way, and you can see I got a little bit of torque in there, but not a lot. And again, here you're doing a Kegel. Whenever you're doing a fascia release, you do the Kegel, which is squeezing your perineum, and you're gonna just like hold this for 30, 60 seconds again, and breathing in. And I'm, I can feel there's some movement. That's why I'm moving my head. Your head may not want to move. So just being aware and open, curious about what your body wants to do. See, my head's telling me move back a little bit, come up. And, 36 seconds come by, and I let go. And again, I can feel how this just feels like the neck loosens up a little bit. Everything softens. Just be aware. It might be different for you. So just be aware of that, okay? And now, so the next one we do is the jaw. This, again, is the fascial release. So here, we're doing the jaw. We're doing both sides of the jaw at the same time. Left finger, we find that masseter muscle right here, that jawbone. If you clench your teeth, you'll feel that tight muscle there. We put our fingers here. Okay, you start up by the ear level. You put the left side facing forward. Right side goes on the same side on the right, and it's pointing back. And then what you do is you pull tissue slack so your fingers are pointing upward like that. And I just got 2 fingers here. And again, you're going to squeeze the kegels. And you're breathing in and out the jaw here. Just in the nose, out the mouth, or in the mouth, out the mouth. Sometimes you might want to open your jaw a little, open and close. Just whatever feels right for you. No wrong here, just whatever feels right for you, as long as you're squeezing that kegel, breathing in and out. I like to let go on an out breath, so I'm going to breathe in one more time. Remember, you can slowly let go of that kegel, let go of the jaw. And now here's where I really feel. It feels like my jaw just softens and I can open my jaw. There's like less clenching here. And so then we do the next part of this is we want to stretch the front of the neck here. We already did this part here. Here, it's not like you're choking yourself. You let your hands rest on your collarbones, okay? And then that weight of the weight of your hands on your collarbones is kind of pulling down while you bring your head up and back as best you can. And you're not opening your jaw. This is a stretch here. You're just closing your jaw and you feel that nice stretch in the front. If you want, you can rotate to one side or the other and see if there's one side that needs it a little bit more, and you can hold it like that. So I feel my left side here needs it, so I'll hold it like this, or the right side, or both, just right in the middle. Just holding that. And 30 to 60 seconds on that, just to notice how that feels, Feels really good for me. So now I got my whole neck nice and loosened up there. There are a few other things, but we're not going to get into that now. The last thing I like to do is 2 what we call cervical CARs, controlled articular range. You can find a video on that, just specifically doing that. But the first one is going in rotation. The next one is going in rotation in this direction. So the first one is you breathe in, you tuck your chin down, and you breathe out. You just bring your head back and around, and you're doing full cervical rotations, right? And noticing if you feel any pain. If you say, like, I feel a little pain here, you can stall right there and breathe into it to see if that helps to lessen the pain. You can reduce the radius of the circle, or you can go back the other way and come back around and see if you feel pain that way. And you're going to do this going both directions, right? So much of our day we look down at our TV screens or computer screen, we don't even move our neck in all these ranges of motion. Now the last motion I like to do for, again, giving the motion back to my cervical spine is in this vertical, this axis right here. And so I'll do it from the front and side. So here we're tucking that chin down, giving yourself a double chin, and then you're bringing your chin to your chest. And when you get down to your chest, you extend out and bring that head back till you're all the way back. And then when you're at the top, you tuck that chin again, and you're just doing that, right? We're doing another controlled articular range in this axis. And so just from the side, just so you can see that, it's and you're going to do those. You're going to do that as both ranges as much as you like. I like to do at least 3 or 4 per side. So as much as you like, those are just good to keep the mobility in the neck. And that's it for my quick cervical warm-up for the morning that I like to do. It really helps to do before meditation. It helps to open that bridge of the neck between the mind and the body. So great to do before then, or just great to do, especially if you have a desk job and you're looking at screens. Thank you very much again. This is Dr. Jake at Dr. Jake Mind Body. I look forward to connecting again soon.